attention. Go.
And we're on the start with the Princess Royal, the Open Women's Singles event here with Lauren Henry on the left of our picture from Leicester Rowing Club, and Olivia Bates from Notts County Rowing Association in the green on the right of your picture. And it's just you and the course, and getting off the start cleanly. These two women rely on looking behind them, trying to get a vertical post to align with a V-shaped marker underneath it so that they know they're going off straight, and it looks like they both achieve that as they come off the buoyed section of the course towards the wooden booms. And once you're into that, there's a degree of confidence that allows you to start to think, okay, I've got this, I'm on the track, I can see the course behind me, and it's a pretty good race so far.
Yeah, not exactly simplistic conditions for a single sculler. It's quite breezy today. There is quite a lot of stream, and it actually means that these athletes have to think quite carefully about how they're going to scull and think almost economically about the race and where they want to make their pushes and where they want to sort of slip into more of a cruise control. But good to see nice clean starts from both athletes, as we want to see.
Yeah, and already we've got quite an advantage opening up from Lauren Henry on the right of our picture as we look back down the course and see umpire Richard Phelps standing in the front of the launch, keeping a watchful eye over both crews. So Lauren on the right of our picture from Leicester, I mentioned, Junior Worlds in 2019 in the double, won the GB Trials in her single, a strong competitor. She recently at the Metropolitan Regatta won the Sophie Hosking Cup by over 10 seconds. Sophie Hosking, one of my fellow stewards here at Henley Royal Regatta, a legendary sculler herself. And so this is a woman with some calibre in the single. And on the left of our picture, Olivia Bates, 20 years old, from Notts County, the newly reconstituted Notts County Rowing Association in their characteristic Lincoln Green, continues to battle hard into what's still a bit of a headwind.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got the classic combination here that Henley can throw up. You've got an outstanding domestic sculler here on the left, but an outstanding international sculler here on the right. And Lauren, it was a surprise she had to go through qualifying, to be completely frank, but here she is proving to everybody that she is a world-class sculler. Fourth at the under-23s some 6 weeks ago, so a genuinely excellent prospect for our sort of future sculling contenders.
Yeah, well, you mentioned the qualifiers are quite oversubscribed, 17 entries, only 12 slots to race for the coveted Princess Royal Trophy. The holder, Emma Twigg from New Zealand, won in the last Henley Regatta, a little bit longer than normal between then and now. In that intervening period, Emma has gone on to win Olympic gold in Tokyo for New Zealand. So this is where these women have their sights set, and the commanding lead now from Lauren Henry from Leicester, successful junior international already, 19 years of age, selected for the GB under-23s team in the single, and looking her eyes on what's next. And a little bit tricky conditions there, a little bit of a slip, but she's got her oars under control, lots of experience in that young head.
Well, look, if you wanted a character reference, or a career reference even, on what a Princess Royal title can do for your rowing prospects, look no further than Emma Twigg. But Lauren here looking pretty composed, pretty comfortable. I expected this from her. She is, as I say, a sensational athlete and a really hot prospect for us here in Great Britain. And kudos to Olivia, you know, championship women's lightweight single sculler at Bucks, and won that event, and also won the same event at the Henley Women's Regatta, so has had a sensational domestic season. And often scullers focus in a way on those sort of not smaller but run-up domestic events, and then when they come to Henley, it's almost an attitude of, okay, well, I'll take it as far as I can, but on the day I might just come up against somebody who has won an Olympic title.
Yeah, that's right, and you can see from the spray on the back of Olivia Bates' characteristic green one piece from Nottingham that the conditions are not as simple as they might look from our overhead shots. There's still quite a lot of bounce on the water, there's some cruisers going up and down, there's still a bit of a breeze out there making it pretty tricky sculling conditions. She's doing well to keep her nerve, keep her focus, keep her technique together down the course. It's pretty hard. It's a long old track when you're in a single, even longer when there's a bit of a headwind, even longer when there's a breeze like there is today. But the conditions are starting to settle, and we're seeing some of that late evening golden sunshine bathing the Remnant Club in the background and bathing the back of Lauren Henley, class sculling from her, Lauren Henry in the Leicester Rowing Club colours. And I love the way her boat is just cutting through the water here, Tom.
Yeah, really exemplary technique, and like you said, Matt, the conditions are not optimal right now, and made even more tricky by the Elvish pleasure cruisers that are out enjoying the Thursday evening sunshine. Henley Regatta coming to life on the water and off the water, but ultimately Lauren clearly dealing with these conditions a little bit better. And she's able to now, because she's got the margin of victory, she can have a look out the boat, she can sort of enjoy her scull, because you don't often, at Henley, it's an elite competition, you do not often get to enjoy a paddle down the course, and this is a moment for Lauren to just reflect and think about, you know, the achievement she's had in reaching this point, and actually being able to now sit there and enjoy her final sort of 1,000 metres.
Yeah, well said, and it's really nice to see the sun coming out. We've had a day of 4 seasons really at Henley. We started in the clouds and mists at 8:30 this morning. We went through some broken sunshine into torrential rain, into quite swirly, stormy, windy conditions, and now we're starting to get hopefully what's going to be the conditions for the rest of the regatta. A bit of sunshine for the spectators and for the competitors who have made their way to this world famous track. And Lauren Henry continues to display her technical prowess. 19 years old, already got some really strong junior and under 23 experience internationally under her belt. Just checking the course, they can get pushed around quite a bit by the stream here. You know, again, the surface doesn't look too bad, but you can see from the way the boats move through the water that they do get pushed around by the stream as it swirls down the track here.
This calibre of athlete make this look so easy. I challenge anybody who is a roaming layman who has never gotten a boat before, just try and stay upright in one of these boats, let alone scull it down the course with the finesse and character that both Lauren and Olivia are doing right now. It's not an easy job at all, and as you say, Matt, especially in the conditions that we face today, definitely a 4 seasons type of UK day. But you're right, the sun coming out, Thursday of Henley, 2 fantastic scullers making their way down the track. It's a thoroughly pleasant scene and fantastic to be back.
Yeah, and you know, it's a different kind of game actually. Just looking even at the records here, it's an 8-minute and 2-second record for this course in the women's single, in the open women's event, the Princess Royal event, which is this one. Contrast that with the Remen, the open women's 8 event, 6:36. So it's a lot longer race and requires a different mental approach to your training in order to endure that additional distance. And then of course when the headwind and the stream kicks in, it can become an even longer race. But now, as she approaches the enclosures, you can hear the appreciation for the late evening opening race for Lauren Henry. Some great sculling, as Tom mentioned, some great sculling from this young and internationally experienced athlete as she has a crafty look round. Where's that finish line? I'm pretty much ready to hang up my oars for the day, having done my work just as intended. It's gone according to race plan for Lauren Henry in the Princess Royal, and passing the floating grandstands. Last couple of strokes, there is the finish line for Lauren. Job well done, and looks around, make sure she's cleanly through, and here comes Olivia Bates, Notts County Rowing Association, their famous all-green one-piece, crosses the line. Really strong effort as well from Olivia. So that's a win for Lauren Henry.